Chosen one, the coming days are very crucial for you, not in a vague, symbolic way, but in a direct, energetic, irreversible kind of way. The steps you take, the silence you allow, the choices you delay or make with haste, all of it is being magnified under a universal lens. You are no longer in preparation. You are in the activation phase. The energies that have been circling around you for months, maybe even years, are aligning. Some of them are patient, most are not. That's why this moment matters. The universe is not asking for your permission anymore. It's giving you the final call. You've been chosen not just because of your strength, but because of your potential. Because you're capable of reshaping more than just your own reality. You're here to realign the energy field of everything you touch. But before we dive deeper, I want to ask something from you. Watch this video until the end. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive deeper. Every single word, every pause is encoded with the frequency you need. And if you're truly ready, leave your warmest wishes in the comments and write the number 77. This is the portal of completion, of renewal. You are not simply hoping anymore, you're commanding. These wishes are not thrown into the void. They are felt, absorbed, and multiplied. This is your co-creation moment. The days ahead are not a waiting room. They are a launch pad. Make your intentions known. The universe is always listening, but now it's actually responding. Now, chosen one, let's speak plainly. There are things you've been delaying. Conversations, actions, departures. And you've had reasons. You've been protecting peace, testing timing, and maybe even hoping that by waiting long enough, the path would reshape itself into something easier. But that isn't how energy works. That's not how transformation works. The truth is, you were never meant to sit still while the world rearranged itself for you. You are the rearranger. You are the disruptor. You are the signal. The coming days are not about surviving what's coming. They're about embodying what's arriving. Your higher self has already seen the battles ahead, and it still chose this timeline. Not because it's safe, but because it's significant. You were built for this magnitude. That unease you feel right now, it's not fear, it's readiness. It's your deeper self whispering, "Get up." You already know. And here's the raw truth. Not everyone is going with you. And that's not a tragedy. That's a design. Some people were chapters, some people were lessons, some were mirrors, others were distractions. And now you must discern. The coming days will test your ability to let go with grace. And you must, because energy clings to what you won't release. If you want to rise, if you want to see the full scope of what is possible, you have to be willing to become unrecognizable. To them, to the old version of yourself, and even to the life you thought you wanted. Your mind may scream for logic. Your heart may ache for clarity. But your spirit already knows. It has been mapping this moment for lifetimes. The synchronicities you've seen lately, the déjà vu, the dreams, the numbers, the strange alignments, these are not coincidences. These are activations, and they are intensifying. Why? Because you're at the edge of the before and the after, the edge of who you were and who you're about to become. But don't expect comfort. That's not the promise here. The promise is truth. The promise is expansion. The promise is freedom, but only after the fire. The fire that burns away the roles you've outgrown, the doubts you've entertained, the versions of you that kept others comfortable. You've lived in that shell long enough. The world has seen enough fragments of your light. It's time they feel the whole flame. And no, it won't be easy. The days ahead may challenge your core. You may feel alone, misunderstood, even betrayed. But remember, that's what happens when the chosen begin to rise. The crowd thins, the noise fades, and all that's left is the voice inside you, finally loud enough to guide the way. Trust it. You've ignored it before and paid the price. Don't repeat that. The stakes are different now. You are different now. What you carry inside you, the blueprint, the memory, the code, it's ancient, it's sacred, and it's waking up, piece by piece, dream by dream, pain by pain. Don't suppress it. Let it lead. Let it shatter what no longer fits. Let it demand the future you were always meant to step into. Even if no one claps for you yet, even if the path ahead is lonely, especially if it is, because that loneliness is not a punishment. It's a signal that you are ahead of your time. And you are. You've always been. The coming days will only prove it. You will be pulled in many directions. People will want access to your energy, but not all will honor it. You must become selective, disciplined, fierce. You do not owe access to those who drained you in your waiting season. Your worth is not a negotiation. Protect your peace like it's the last piece of your divinity, because in some ways it is. Guard it, live it, rise through it. Every decision now is a ripple, every thought a thread. Every word you speak from this moment forward is a seed. So speak with power, act with faith, move with knowing. You're not hoping things will change anymore. You're declaring that they already have. Your frequency has shifted. Your aura is no longer invisible. You are attracting exactly what you are ready for and repelling everything that isn't aligned. Watch for the signs, not because you're desperate for validation, but because the universe is now mirroring your internal alignment. What you see is what you've called in. Own it, adjust as needed, and do not ignore what feels off. That's your compass. You didn't come this far to abandon your intuition at the door of familiarity. Chosen one, remember this. Your presence is a prophecy. Your existence is proof. You are not just here to witness change. You are here to command it, shape it, bend it, to match the blueprint etched in your soul before you even knew what a body was. And that blueprint is activating right now, in every breath, every step, every no you say that frees you, every yes that aligns with truth. You are in motion, and motion means momentum. That's why the coming days matter. That's why you feel this inner pressure. It's not anxiety, it's preparation. It's destiny demanding your full participation. The universe is not subtle right now. It's roaring. It's parting waters. It's breaking walls. It's removing distractions and illusions. Let it. Don't try to fix what's falling. Let it fall. What remains is what was meant to remain. And what's coming, it's heavier than hope. It's bigger than dreams. It's legacy. It's transformation. It's reclamation. The time for healing has passed. The time for hiding is over. The time for waiting is done. The time for becoming, that's now. Stay alert. Stay present. Stay ruthless with your energy. This is not the moment to doubt or dilute. This is the moment to rise. Fully, fiercely, unapologetically. Because the coming days are not just crucial. They are everything. The air feels different, doesn't it? You may not be able to explain it in words, but your soul knows. It recognizes the stillness between moments, the subtle pressure in the atmosphere, the way time feels like it's folding in on itself. That's not your imagination. That's the shift. You are standing in the eye of it now. And that's why everything feels both heavier and lighter at once. Because you're walking through the veil, not a metaphorical one, a real, energetic transition. And the closer you get to crossing into this new version of yourself, the louder the noise becomes. That's the resistance. It always screams loudest right before the breakthrough. You must not be deceived by the chaos. It's not here to harm you. It's here to test you. It's the universe's way of checking your readiness, your resolve, your remembrance. Do you remember who you are? Do you remember what you came here for? Or will you let the old cycles lull you back into forgetting? You see, the days ahead won't simply reveal who you are. They will reveal everything you are not. The false identities, the borrowed beliefs, the old masks you wore to survive in rooms you were never meant to stay in. All of it will crack. Some gently, some violently, but all will fall. And your job is not to glue those pieces back together. Your job is to rise from what breaks, because only what is real will remain. This is what crucial means. Not fragile, but final. Not gentle, but honest. The universe is shedding layers for you. Relationships are shifting. Opportunities are rearranging. Truths are emerging. Not to confuse you, but to cleanse you. You've asked for alignment, haven't you? You've prayed for clarity, for peace, for purpose. Well, this is what it looks like in its raw, unfiltered form. It looks like disruption. It feels like tension. It arrives like a storm. But underneath it all, it's a recalibration. You're not being thrown off path. You're being placed precisely where you need to be. And in the midst of that placement, you will be tempted, not just by comfort, but by versions of yourself that no longer fit. You'll be pulled toward the old rhythms, the overthinking, the overgiving, the over-explaining. But you can't explain your path to those who haven't heard your calling. And you can't delay your rise because it makes someone else uncomfortable. You must choose you now, not the people-pleasing you, not the masked version of you, the real you, the one who knows this is a one-way transformation. And yes, it will be lonely, because the deeper your alignment, the quieter the external world becomes. But in that silence, your spirit speaks louder than ever. And what it's saying now is this: walk forward, even when the road seems invisible, even when the support fades, even when you doubt if you're strong enough. Because the truth is, strength isn't what gets you there. Alignment is. Trust is. Relentless belief in your higher knowing is. You've already made it through the fire. You've already survived what tried to break you. That was the preparation. This is the mission. And no, not everyone will understand it. Some will question your choices. Some will project their fear onto your boldness. Let them. Don't shrink to soothe someone else's comfort. Don't dim to match someone else's version of reality. You weren't chosen to fit in. You were chosen to disrupt, to awaken, to shift the paradigm just by being who you are. The coming days will stretch you. They will ask you to act before you're ready, to speak before you're sure, to leap before you see the net. Do it anyway, not recklessly, but intuitively. Because intuition doesn't need proof. It is the proof, and yours is sharpening now. Your inner voice isn't just a whisper anymore. It's a roar. Listen to it. Let it guide your next steps. Let it be louder than fear, than logic, than the need for approval. And remember, nothing real can be taken from you. Nothing aligned will require you to betray your essence. If you feel like you're losing something, pause. Ask yourself, is this a loss or is it a release? Most often, it's the latter. And the more you release, the lighter you become. And the lighter you are, the higher you rise. This is the rise. It's not glamorous. It's not loud. It's not filled with applause. It's quiet. It's sacred. It's a rebirth that happens in solitude. In the moments you decide, again and again, to choose your growth over your comfort, your truth over your image, your path over their expectations. You are being prepared for something bigger than what you asked for. That's why it's taking time. That's why it's testing your patience, your faith, your resilience. But don't give up now. Not when the breakthrough is so close. Not when you've come this far. You didn't crawl through darkness just to settle in the gray. You came to ignite, to illuminate, to embody the frequency that shifts everything around it. And that frequency, it's already pulsing in you. You've outgrown the old story. Now write the new one page at a time, one decision at a time, one breath at a time, because every moment is a choice, contraction or expansion, fear or faith, hiding or rising. And you, chosen one, were born to rise. The pressure is rising now, isn't it? Not just from the outside world, but from within. There's an ache in your soul, a tension in your chest, a silent scream asking to be heard, not by others, but by you. It's not confusion, it's a signal. Your spirit is trying to speak louder than the noise you've surrounded yourself with. Because the noise, chosen one, has become too familiar. And in that familiarity, you've forgotten the language of your own soul. But not anymore. The coming days are not about fixing what's broken. They're about remembering what's always been whole inside you. There is a version of you that existed long before the world tried to tell you who to be. That version is resurfacing. And when it does, everything that was built on your doubt will collapse. That collapse may feel like failure. It may look like endings, but it is neither. It is the unraveling of the false, the shedding of all that cannot survive in your true vibration. And this vibration, this new frequency you're stepping into, it demands space. That's why things are falling away. Not to hurt you, but to make room. People may leave. Habits may dissolve. Opportunities may vanish. Let them. Don't chase. Don't cling. Let it all fall if it must. What's real will remain. What's aligned will rise with you. The question is not, why is this happening? The question is, who am I becoming because of this? Because you are becoming someone who no longer runs from the mirror. Someone who no longer fears their own power. Someone who stops waiting for permission to begin. That shift is seismic. It disrupts every foundation built on fear. But that's what you're here for. You are not just surviving a spiritual shift. You are the shift. And the deeper you go into this transformation, the more you'll start to see what others cannot. You'll begin to feel the timelines. You'll sense the energies of spaces, the motives behind words, the subtle changes in someone's frequency. This is not paranoia. This is perception. You are evolving beyond the five senses. Your awareness is expanding, and with it, your responsibility. Because knowledge is not the gift. Application is. And now that you see, now that you know, the universe will hold you to a higher standard. You won't be allowed to unknow the truth. You won't be able to tolerate what you used to. You won't be able to pretend anymore. You are being moved out of the illusion, forcibly if necessary. The longer you delay, the more intense the push will feel. You're not being punished. You're being purified. And with that purification comes isolation. Don't resist it. Solitude is not your enemy. It is the container of your power. You must learn to stand alone, to listen to the silence, to hear your own voice above all others. That voice will save you in the days to come. It will direct your path when nothing else makes sense. It will remind you that you are guided, always, even when the road disappears beneath your feet. Because the truth is, the path ahead won't look like anything you've seen before. You're not following footsteps, you're creating them. You are walking blind into a future that only your soul can see. That's what makes this phase so sacred. You don't need evidence. You are the evidence. You're not here to be convinced. You're here to remember. Remember that this calling is bigger than your comfort. Remember that fear is a compass, not a stop sign. Remember that resistance is a sign you're moving in the right direction. And remember this above all: you do not walk alone. Even in your loneliest moments, forces walk with you. Guides, ancestors, divine intelligence encoded into your very breath. You are seen. You are known. You are protected. And the more you trust that truth, the more power you awaken. This is not the time to question your worth. This is the time to own it, to step into rooms like you belong, to speak like you carry light in your voice, to walk like the ground beneath you recognizes your purpose, because it does. The earth is shifting in response to your footsteps. The cosmos are aligning with your choices. You are not just reacting to the universe, you are in dialogue with it. Every intention you plant, every boundary you set, every shadow you integrate, it all echoes into the fabric of reality. The question is, what are you echoing? What frequency are you amplifying? That's what these days are asking you to answer. Are you still projecting from your wounds? Or are you creating from your wisdom? Are you reacting to fear? Or are you responding from truth? Are you living for survival? Or are you rising for purpose? You are being initiated now, not through ease, but through truth. The deeper truths, the kind that crack you open and show you the parts of yourself you buried. This is your mirror moment. Look into it. Face it all. The pain, the potential, the power. You can't walk forward carrying denial. You can only rise with radical honesty. And with that honesty comes liberation. Not the kind that is loud and glamorous. The kind that is still and quiet and unshakable. The kind that says, I no longer need to be anything other than what I am. That's where your power lives. That's where your mission begins. So walk into the next days like they matter, because they do. Speak with the clarity of someone who remembers. Move with the authority of someone who knows. And choose every single day to embody the truth that you were never lost, never broken, never late. You can feel it now, deeper than before. The pulse beneath the surface, the silent current pushing you forward, even when everything around you seems to be still. But stillness is never the absence of movement. It is the space where direction is whispered. And that whisper, it's becoming louder each day, not in words, but in knowing. A quiet fire building in your core. A magnetic pull towards something you can't name yet, but your soul already recognizes. This is the tension between the old you and the emerging you. It's not confusion, it's initiation. Because when you are called into your next chapter, life won't ask for permission. It will begin dismantling everything that's no longer aligned. Suddenly, people will misunderstand you. Circumstances will shift. Paths you depended on will vanish overnight. That's not failure. That's refinement. The fire is not here to destroy you. It's here to burn off what no longer belongs in your frequency. And yes, it hurts. Growth always does. Because the soul doesn't evolve in comfort, it evolves in surrender. In the moments you want to hold on, but choose to let go. In the moments you want to scream, but choose to breathe. In the moments you feel lost, but choose to walk anyway. That is power. That is alignment. That is the unshakable rhythm of the chosen ones. The ability to keep moving, not because the road is clear, but because your spirit is lit from within. And in this next phase, clarity will not come from outside you. It won't come from signs or advice or guarantees. It will come from courage. The courage to listen to your inner world when the outer world makes no sense. The courage to act on intuition, to trust the unseen, to walk toward the unknown with an open heart. Because this part of the journey is not about becoming someone new. It's about unbecoming all that was never yours. The borrowed fears, the inherited guilt, the programmed limitations, let them go, peel them off. Each belief you shed reveals the raw, luminous truth of who you've always been. And who you are is needed. Not the perfect version, not the polished image. You, in your truth, in your light, in your messy, powerful, imperfect becoming. That version of you carries the code, the vibration that unlocks others, that reminds them of who they are. And in a world asleep at the wheel, your remembrance is revolutionary. So stand tall now. These days ahead will test your voice. Will you speak it? Not just when it's safe, but when it's necessary. Will you stand for truth, even when it shakes the ground beneath you? Will you speak light into darkness, not with anger, but with the calm force of someone who knows they are aligned? Because this world doesn't just need noise, it needs frequency. And yours has the power to break chains, to disrupt patterns, to awaken souls. But only if you stop shrinking, only if you stop apologizing for the fire you carry. There is no going back now, and that's a good thing. Because what you're building can't be found in what you left behind. It will not resemble your past. It will not reflect the old timelines. It will emerge fresh, unfamiliar, and undeniable. Because it's being built on truth this time, not on fear, not on survival, but on soul. And soul doesn't chase. It attracts. It doesn't prove. It radiates. It doesn't beg. It knows. So step into these coming days with sacred defiance, not against others, but against the version of you that forgot, against the doubt that creeps in when no one is watching, against the fear that says you can't, when your soul is screaming, you already have. This is where you stop waiting for signs and become the sign. This is where you stop waiting for miracles and become the miracle. Because miracles aren't distant events. They are decisions. Every time you say yes to your intuition, you activate one. Every time you walk away from what no longer honors your essence, you birth one. Every time you choose the path of truth, you open portals that logic could never touch. The universe is listening to you now, more closely than ever. Not to your words, but to your actions, your choices, your energy. This is not about doing more. It's about becoming more. Becoming the version of you that doesn't flinch in the face of uncertainty, that doesn't collapse at the weight of transition, that doesn't sabotage alignment just to feel safe. You are not here to play small. You are not here to fit into systems built to contain your light. You are not here to follow. You are here to lead, not from ego, but from remembrance, from the place in you that never forgot the divine assignment etched into your very bones. So no matter what these coming days bring, the silence, the storms, the shifts, remember this: you are ready, you are capable, you are chosen. And not because you're better than others, but because you chose to wake up, you chose to evolve, you chose to face yourself when it was easier to numb. That choice is rare. That choice is powerful. That choice echoes into lifetimes. So echo wisely. Let your presence become a portal. Let your voice become a vibration of healing. Let your journey become the evidence that rising is possible. You are not waiting for the light. You are the light. And these days, these crucial, sacred, storm-filled days, they are the proving ground, not of your worth, but of your willingness to rise, to remember, to become. And now we arrive at the edge of something massive. It doesn't look massive, not yet. It might look like silence. It might feel like uncertainty. But don't mistake subtlety for weakness. The most powerful moments of transformation are often the quietest, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is aligning. The threads of your timeline are tightening. The unseen gears of your destiny are turning, louder than ever, even if no one else can hear them but you. And that's the test. Can you trust the vibration before you see the evidence? Because the universe doesn't respond to hesitation. It responds to conviction. And conviction doesn't come from logic. It comes from deep inner knowing, forged in the fire of everything you've survived. That knowing is your compass now, even if the path is invisible, especially because the path is invisible. That's how the chosen walk, not by sight, but by alignment. And you've been aligning for longer than you realize, even when it felt like you were lost, even when the chaos surrounded you, even when your heart was breaking and your mind was spiraling and the silence from the universe felt deafening. You were still moving, still learning, still awakening. Every moment of resistance, every heartbreak, every betrayal, it carved out space in you for something higher, for something true. And now, the truth is arriving. But it won't come wrapped in comfort. It won't knock politely. Truth is not here to coddle you. It's here to liberate you. And that means it will first confront you. It will pull you into rooms where your old self doesn't fit. It will stretch you beyond your edges. It will demand that you choose what is real, even if it costs you what is familiar. Because your new life isn't compatible with your old patterns. The way you used to cope won't work anymore. The relationships you tolerated can't walk with you anymore. The watered-down version of you that played small to keep others comfortable, it's dissolving. Dissolving in the light of who you truly are. And the light doesn't apologize. It just shines. But that light, it can be blinding at first. Because when you start seeing clearly, not just others, but yourself, it can feel overwhelming. You'll notice the places you've betrayed your intuition, the moments you silenced yourself, the years you waited for someone to choose you when you had the power to choose yourself all along. This is where radical responsibility meets divine reclamation. This is where you stop blaming the world and start activating your role in it. Because you didn't come here just to survive the storm. You came here to become the storm, to be the wind that breaks cycles, to be the fire that ignites remembrance, to be the wave that cleanses the world of its illusions. But that work begins inside. And right now, the universe is not testing your potential, it's testing your preparation. You say you want alignment, but are you ready to be alone while you wait for it? You say you want truth, but are you willing to hear it, even when it shatters your favorite illusions? You say you want purpose, but are you brave enough to walk it even when no one else sees it? Because this is what it takes to be chosen. To keep walking when the road disappears. To keep believing when the results haven't shown up yet. To keep rising when everything in you wants to fold. The days ahead will not be easy, but they will be exact. They will sculpt you with precision. They will test your thresholds, break your patterns, strip away every layer that isn't rooted in truth. And with every layer that falls, your essence will shine more clearly. Not just for you, but for others. Because make no mistake, your healing is not just personal. It is generational. It is cosmic. It sends signals through time and space, shifting timelines, opening portals, awakening others. You don't rise in isolation. You rise as part of a divine chain reaction. Your decision to evolve triggers countless others to do the same. And that's why it's hard, because the weight of being first, being aware, being awake, it's heavy. It can feel lonely. But that's only because you're forging a path where none existed. You are not walking in someone else's footsteps. You're creating your own. That kind of creation takes courage. That kind of power takes solitude. That kind of light takes faith. And you have it, even if you doubt it. Even if the world tries to distract you from it, even if you forget, the light inside you doesn't. It's been burning quietly, waiting, growing, maturing, and now it's ready to burst through the cracks of every identity that once held you back, ready to ignite every dream you were too afraid to name out loud, ready to pull you into a future that doesn't just look better, it feels truer. So don't hold back now. Let the doubt fall away. Let the fear dissolve in the fire of your becoming. Let the old life collapse so the real one can emerge. You are no longer the version of you who waits to be saved. You are the one who saves yourself. You are the one who rises again and again with tears in your eyes and purpose in your bones. You are the one who was sent ahead. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. And now, it's your time. Not next year. Not when you feel ready. Now the coming days are not just crucial, they are sacred. Treat them that way, and the universe will meet you with miracles disguised as alignment, power disguised as peace, and transformation disguised as choice. You are not at the end, you are at the beginning. And beginnings, chosen one, are where the real magic lives. And now, we've arrived. You've walked through the storm. You've felt the silence, the pressure, the weight of becoming. You've faced the mirror and seen not only your reflection, but your truth. You've peeled away layers that were never yours. You've answered the call, not once, but again and again, even when your voice trembled and your path was unclear. And because of that, something has shifted. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it's undeniable. You've changed. Not on the surface, not just in words, but in frequency. Your soul is speaking in a higher language now, one that doesn't ask to be understood, only felt. One that doesn't beg for validation, only alignment. One that doesn't chase outcomes. It attracts destiny. This is the becoming of the chosen. And what lies ahead is no longer just a future. It's a sacred unfolding, because the world you are stepping into is not a continuation of the old. It is the creation of the new. A reality born from your refusal to settle, from your willingness to pause when others rushed, from your decision to shed every illusion and sit, raw, real, and ready, in your own light. You didn't just survive the fire, you became it. And now you carry the flame. This flame is not here to destroy, but to illuminate, to cast light into every room you enter, to burn through falsehoods, to ignite sleeping souls, to warm the hearts of those who forgot who they are. This is not a burden, it is your gift, a gift wrapped in resilience, delivered through purpose. And now is the time to use it. Because these coming days, they are not just important, they are defining. This is where the old timelines collapse for good. This is where your steps begin to echo into eternity. This is where every no you've ever spoken to fear becomes a yes to power. This is where alignment becomes not just a feeling, but a lifestyle. You don't dabble in truth anymore. You live in it. You don't touch your potential. You embody it. You don't wish for change. You are the change. But don't expect the world to understand. You weren't made to be understood. You were made to awaken. And awakeners rarely fit into the systems they came to shift. So you'll lose people. You'll outgrow places. You'll release identities that once defined you. And yes, it will sting. But the pain is proof that you're shedding skin. And beneath that skin, something golden, something eternal, something that was never touched by fear, never distorted by the world, never broken by time. That part of you, that holy part, is stepping forward now. Let it speak. When doubt tries to steal your voice, let it move when fear begs you to freeze. Let it lead when logic pleads for safety, because you were not born to hide behind the known. You were born to create the new. You are not here to adapt to broken systems. You are here to build sacred ones. You are not here to fix what was never yours to carry. You are here to remember what was. The old paradigm says, you must earn your worth. The truth says, you are worth, embodied. The old paradigm says only the powerful have impact. The truth says your presence is power. The old paradigm says healing is hard. The truth says healing is returning to what was always yours. So return, chosen one. Return to your voice. Return to your knowing. Return to the version of you that existed before the world told you who to be. Because that version is rising now, quietly, powerfully, and with every step, it dissolves the illusion that you were ever broken. It reminds you that your pain was a portal. Your waiting was a womb. Your wilderness was a rite of passage. And now you emerge, not as a seeker, but as a seer. Not as a follower, but as a force. Not as someone hoping to be chosen, but as someone who chooses themselves. This is the moment the universe has been preparing you for, not just with signs and synchronicities, but with silence, with the stillness that taught you how to hear, with the pressure that taught you how to hold, with the fire that taught you how to transform. And now, you are the transformation. No more waiting, no more asking, no more doubting, only becoming, only remembering, only activating, because you were never meant to stay in preparation forever. The days ahead are not a rehearsal. They are the arrival. Your path is clear, not because it's easy, but because it's true. And truth, once remembered, cannot be unseen. So walk forward with fire in your chest. Speak as though the universe listens, because it does. Move like miracles are natural, because they are. Breathe as though your presence is sacred, because it is. And no matter what comes next, no matter how uncertain the winds may be, you are ready. Not because everything makes sense, but because your soul has chosen. And when the soul chooses, the universe follows. These days are crucial, but so are you. The one who remembers, the one who creates, the one who walks in light even when the world is dark.